And before we go, here's a question for you. Should the Queen choose Australia's Governor-General? The holder of that office is, after all, supposed to be her representative here. At least that's what a group of monarchists are arguing. They're circulating a petition designed to pressure the Prime Minister to revert to the pattern followed by Sir Robert Menzies, when more than one name was provided to the Queen for approval. Professor David Flint, the national convener of Australians for a Constitutional Monarchy, believes the current Governor-General, Quentin Bryce, stepped too far outside her role when she endorsed same-sex marriage and a republic in her recent Boyer lectures.
Where people are free to love and marry whom they choose. And where perhaps, my friends, one day, one young girl or boy may even grow up to be our nation's first head of state.
Well, Peter Collins, it's been a long time since someone's pulled out something that Menzies used to do. What do you think of this idea?
Julia, for good reason. A lot's happened since Sir Robert was Prime Minister, although David Flint would probably not concede that. I think the idea of the Queen choosing the Governor-General is simply not on. I think, with great respect to the Queen, who I think has done an amazing job over 6 decades in public office.
64 years, right.
Phenomenal, but no. And I'm sure she would be the first to discreetly say no. The current system is the government of the day, whether it's a state government or federal government, effectively nominates the Governor-General or the Governor. And that's as it should be until such time as we have a republic where there is some other arrangement.
And Lyndall Curtis, just very quickly, what's your view? Can we see Tony Abbott, who of course was also the first National Executive Director of Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, can you see him lending weight to this idea?
No, I can't see him lending weight. I think the Prime Minister would like to be able to choose the Governor-General. These things are done with some consultation. The other point is I thought that the Queen was supposed to act on the advice of her Prime Ministers and her Ministers, and she may not want to be presented with a list of names to draw from.
How do you think this would go down with the Queen, Peter Lewis?
Look, I just think David Flint is a great asset to the Australian Republican movement. The other thing he was actually putting up was that you had to be prepared to accept a knighthood or a dame, I think, to be fit to hold the office. So we need a sir or a lady in charge. Look, I think, you know, the Republic's day will come, and as long as we keep David Flint in the chair, it will probably come sooner rather than later.
The first person to knock back that idea, I'm sure, would be the Queen herself. The Queen would want a name provided, a single name, and would act on the advice of the government giving that name.
If you were offered a knighthood, would you turn it back?
I think in Australia we do turn it back, but in New Zealand I think knighthoods are still available, and
take one with your Peter.
You haven't answered the question.
Sir Peter Collins.
Sir Peter, come on.
I think I would knock it back, as would any Australian.
Self-respecting
On that
Australian.
note, that is all for The Drum tonight. Thanks to our panel, Peter Collins, Peter Lewis and Lyndall Curtis. We're online at abc.net.au/The Drum. This is my last Drum for the year. Thanks so much for your company over the past few months. It has been a great pleasure. Steve Canane's back tomorrow night. Have a great Christmas.